Okay, so good morning. We are the A team. My name is Gabriela Munoz. This is Jim, Ryan, and Sydney. And we're going to talk about our service marketing plan that we did for your company, Mathnasium.
Which we based on all three of the centers that Mo owns.
Okay, so first for the customer gap, basically we based the customer gap on these questions. So how well does Mathnasium understand the customer expectations of service quality, and does Mathnasium understand customer perception services? So what we did for this, we did some research and we just came up with the fact that you guys have good day-to-day communication with the parents as well as with the children, and overall you have a good understanding of what your competitors are offering and what they're doing. And these, for effective human resource, basically it was how you guys hire people and train them, and then for effective role fulfillment by the customers, it's just basically if you guys, you tell the customers exactly what they're expecting, or you set their expectations for the customers and the parents, and then whether or not they actually bring their children to the center.
The first provider gap is the listening gap, and it contains 4 different sections. The first one is the market orientation, which is based on those questions and the communication you have with the parents and children every day. The next is the upward communication, where the parents meet with the management either the first day and throughout the year through progress reports. And the next one is the relationship focus, where you focus on the different segments of the students, which would be the elementary, middle, and high school, with the remedial, on-level, and enrichment programs. And then also the service recovery as part of the listening gap.
Alright, as for the service design and standard gap, that was a lot of corporate material being used here, since most of the service itself is from corporate, but we did base it also on the individual center customization type thing that we're allowed to do. So as for the service design, that was based mostly on corporate level, where they give us the materials, they tell us the basic outline of how to run the business. As for the presence of customer-defined standards, so that's a local thing. So that's everything that Mo has done to really get the centers to be more efficient locally. And then for physical evidence, it's just basically the centers themselves. Are they well maintained? Are they conducive to a learning environment? And are they adequate?
The fourth provider gap is the communications gap, which is the difference between your service delivery and your service provider's external communicators. The first component is integrated service marketing communications, which is how well all of your employees express the same message, the same goals, the same expectations of your service. But it's also how well your company communicates internally. The next component is pricing. Some pricing questions include, do customers perceive value the same way we do? And does this price match the value that we're giving the customers? Next up is the gaps audit, which we break down each of the 4 gaps and we grade you guys. It's a great way to see the strengths and weaknesses of your service. You might want to work on your 3rd gap, whereas the 2nd gap is a real strength.
Yep.
I do agree. I do think that we need better hiring practices. I do agree with the assessment thing. Are you saying that in order to assess somebody that is available to do all math, still assess them on the same assessment that we have?
Yes, I would recommend that for the upper level kids still.
And then the younger kids would be
a separate assessment.
What assessment would that be like?
It would either have to be made or use just like a 6th grade level math assessment.
Okay, that's good. What else? Can you go back to that?
Yeah. The last one?
Yeah.
Or did you have questions on the audit itself?
No. Personality interviews.
Oh yeah, that was another suggestion. So in the interview process
we always
itself,
have a problem with like people being smart at math but not having a good personality.
Yeah. So in that way, in the interviews themselves, the formal interviews after the assessment test, I would try to convey more company culture about what they're going to be doing day to day, what we expect of them, what we expect with their interactions with the parents, the customers, all that stuff. So I would focus more on that in the interview process than has been currently.
Okay, I like it. Thank you.